Evening, folks. A rough week for the channel bets. A rough day for a Saturday. Maybe with the way I felt, probably should have left it alone, but old man's up for that. Bit of a stinking head after a nice works Christmas do. So yeah, apologies for that. I just want to address one thing. It's just so Grumps can sort of understand. I've tried to put in his comments a couple of times what I'm trying to refer to, but I found it hard watching a couple of his videos. He's again on the back of somebody that I'm quite fond of. He'll know who I mean, and I suppose if anyone follows him, follows me, they'll probably also know who he's referring to. Now, the fact that he's not been on tonight to give his results in person, I find quite upsetting, because he's obviously, it's not that he don't want to face it, because he'll face up to it all day long, but I just think it's a genuine blow that you're sort of aiming at, and at the end of the day everyone's got feelings. He's not up here trying to rip anyone off. He puts his daily selections up. Now, people say, well, he's putting 13 selections up, so what? Do you have to back them? No. I've made quite a substantial amount off of these selections by picking one or two a day. Sometimes I go big stakes, sometimes I'll take a small stake, sometimes I'll stick them in with me reverse forecast or whatever I want to play. But what I'm saying is, on the all-weather, I have a bit of a joke with him, the all-weather king, but genuinely his strike rate, all his videos are up there. You go back from June, look at the strike rate on the all-weather, and if you had a pound stake, I guarantee it's got to be a very good return on investment. So I just find it very difficult that you're picking him up on the way he talks, which is quite literal. He says things off the cuff while he's doing his video, and then you're interrogating him. He's not a professional, he's just putting selections out there, and I think it needs to stop, Grumps, if I'm honest, because I do hear what you're saying, and I know what you're trying to say about, well, it can be misconstrued, but all the people on his channel in the comments, they've all said, and he said before, what do people want me to do? Want me to put a few up, or want me to put them all up? And the majority of them say, put them all up, Steve, and then we can pick through what we want. I love it. I love going through his selections. Sometimes, especially when he puts his busy ones up, you've had a look at a card, you've maybe not got onto another card, you can drop on there, have a look at his short list, think, oh, that's one that rings a bell. Why does that ring a bell? You can watch a couple of its last races, think, you know what, that's about the right mark now, I'll take that one. For myself, I might put it with a couple. And if you pick the right ones and the stars align, happy days, you can make some good money. And I know that you picked up that he said, well, nobody wants to lose, and I get that, and I do understand where you come from with that, but he also said, I just feel a good day coming on, and I don't think he means it as in, like, how can you, I know you said, how can you say a good day is coming on, but there was 2 good days that came in directly that, and I think what he was more trying to say, that he probably didn't put across in the video, is in his experience as using his system, that he has found that after a run of bad days, that there's some good days coming, and people on his channel seem to like that. So I think it just needs to be, you've either got to, I think you've just got to be, you're always saying that you like the fella, and that you genuinely want him to do well, and you don't want people not to follow him, but then you're saying everything he's saying's a pack of lies, and it's deceitful, and it's not true. Well, in that case, Grumps, you need to say people shouldn't be following him, because that's what you did with the people that paid. But I don't know, I'm hoping it's not just because he's got a big audience that you're trying to get more views, and I don't think you're that kind of person. I really don't, Grumps. But I just think you've got to either leave it alone, and especially leave the person alone, because it's getting a bit like, I know it's going to have upset him. He didn't, because he doesn't do it for, he's having a bit of fun putting on what states he likes. I mean, you've got him now doing staking plans, you've got him putting up profits and loss. If you don't want to do that, Steve, you don't have to. All the videos are up there, it gives you the results. I don't see why he's got to put up a staking plan. Some people like to. I mean, I personally like to, just because it shows how I lay out a bet. But if he doesn't want to, then, not being funny, who are you to tell him that he needs to, and that he should be doing a profit and loss? He's not a professional, Steve. He's not a professional, Grumps. He's just putting out selections that he fancies. He's rolling some small each ways. He's had a bit of fortune on the exchange, and I think if he's backed all of his today for a pound on the exchange at the right time, he's probably in profit. Well, yeah, he's going to be close. I know he is. I haven't had them all today, so I can't answer. I know he has had 2 winners. There was one that me and him sort of matched on. I had a personal bet on that, and happy days. Nice return, gives a bit more for my pot. So yeah, that's all I wanted to address. And then I just thought, you've then put a video up following the following day, I think, from what I've caught up with, like the vest versus the rest. Now obviously I've been following yourself for a while. You've put up a video about the vest versus the rest, about these horses that you've picked and that you've backed, but you don't fancy them. In fact, you don't think they're going to win, but you're putting them out there. And why ever you're putting them out there, even though you can say as many times as you want, don't follow them, don't follow them, but I guarantee there's people that's watched that video and backed them horses. And again, I've not looked at your results in its entirety today. I've just not had time. And I don't know whether you've had a good day. I'm assuming not, because I've not heard from you yet. But what I'm saying is, people would still back them horses, even though you've said if not to, because they might flick along. What's his next one? What's his next one? He had some good winners the other day. They might not watch all the video, but you're still putting horses out there. And then if you'd have won, you'd have been going, oh yeah, but they're not for the channel, but oh, aren't they good selections? Well, that's no different. You're slating a bloke for saying that. And I know that you said in your comments that you'd put up the honest results, but I think you'd have been better off just coming on and saying, right, rather than making an 8-minute video about it, come on, hang on, these are my 8 selections that I've picked today. Whether you fancy them or not, they're what you've picked. That's factual. You can't then go on and say you don't fancy them, and then talk about all the races and then go, oh, but I don't fancy it. Why are you putting it out onto a platform where people are watching? People are likely to put their own money on it, and yet you're slating one bloke that's had a couple of successful days, and he's always said it's your money, it's your choice, you pick which ones you want, but you're slating him. I just don't get it, Grumps. I found it really difficult, because obviously I follow you both, and from an outsider, I don't know what to think. I thought you came up with a cracking idea about putting up one shorter and an outsider, but then after watching the other videos, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, I'm up for that sort of thing, because I think it's good as a community to be putting forward ideas and saying, oh, I fancy this, and then there might be a bit of chat that they go, oh yeah, that I had that one, it's such and such in it, Bramwell. But then I'm thinking, are you now just making a platform where you're wanting everyone to send you their best tips in on a Saturday? They have some really good days, and all of a sudden everyone's flooding to Grumps' channel. I mean, I'm not bothered about subscribers, followers, whatever. I'm just doing what I do because I enjoy it. We'll have good days, we'll have bad days. I can't really say any more than that. It'd be nice to get a good day because they've been shocking recently, and I don't hide behind any of that. The football's still positive from the channel. The horses is just about, but only because I offer a couple of decent wins on the channel side anyway. The darts that I've just started again has been a bit up and down, but on the whole since started there's a slight loss on that. But yeah, that's about me anyway. But yeah, I don't know, Grumps, I'm just I literally am bamboozled by it, and I just don't know what angle you're taking. You just seem to, it seems to be like 1 minute you're saying, oh, he's a lovely bloke and he's back with us and he's done this today. On a video a couple of days later, once you've got him back on side and he's said you can mention him on the channel, then you slated him again. And I just don't think it's very nice, honestly. And I think you'll have really upset him. And I know you'll say, oh, I didn't mean to upset him and all this lot, but you will have done. So yeah, anyway, I've done about as much waffling as you, and I don't mind a bit of waffle actually. I like it. I watch a lot of your videos, not all horse related, but the last thing I want to recap on is your scores on the door section. You put them up there of what people are doing. And I know that, like you say, it can be difficult to monetize what people have put up for the channel and all that lot, but the accuracy of it, I think we all understand how you do it to SP, and I've got no problem with that. I don't think anyone's got a problem with that. But I'll give Friday as an example. He was on about Mickey D, and yeah, at SP on his horses he made 2-point profit on all of his horses. Now a profit is a profit. I'm quite happy with that. I know some people think, well, it's not a lot, but at the end of the day he staked over that many races and he still made 2 points profit, but it's not massive. And then we've got the other side of the fence that I think you need to be keeping a close eye on. We keep talking about Andy. Now I like his channel, and you keep regarding him as one of the free boys, but you maybe need to look at that a bit more, because there's some strange goings on. Today's been another example of, there's been a nice boom up on there and all that lot, but unless I've missed something, and I could have done because I had a stinking hangover this morning, the very same thing happened that happened before. These bets didn't appear until afterwards, and you can check the times on when the videos was updated. And I know last time you said there might have been a delay and all that lot, but clearly underneath is it saying members bets. Now whether he's putting a video together for members, which would then not class him as a free tipster, I don't know. But I mean, I'm not bothered. I'll have a look at his horses that are up there for free to view, see if there's any out of fancy. I'm not knocking him. He's done some, and I've commented on his page, good picks. Not knocking him at all. But if you're advertising him as a free tipster, but he's then charging people for membership, again, you've not really done your homework. So you've got to be authentic, you've got to be accurate in what you're doing. If you're doing a scores on the doors, do a scores on the doors. Give us a points breakdown of what you think it is. It doesn't take long to work out. I mean, I only knew Mickey D's personally because obviously I follow Mickey D. I knew exactly what I had returned, so I knew exactly what the return was for the day. It was all on my spreadsheets. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that comes across the right way, Grumps, I really do. And I don't really know how. I'd have liked to have spoke to you, rather than putting it out as a video. And then once you've seen it, if you could give it a thumbs up and just say you've seen it, it's the sort of thing, Grumps, that I'm going to delete from the channel. It's not really something I want to be getting involved in, but it's the only way to get the message across to you as how it's made me feel today. So anyway, hope you've had a good weekend. Look forward to hearing hearing from yourself, and yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out, Grumps. I hope there's no hard feelings. I hope you just understand where I'm coming from, and how it looks from the outside in. And yeah, keep following me if you want to find some donkeys.